So, hello guys. Ang ire-report namin ngayon is Module 5 alongside with my groupmates. Nakalist naman yan doon sa dulo ng aming PowerPoint presentation. So, ang ire-report namin, yun nga, Module 5, Scaffolding Safety. So, ang objective dito sa Module 5 is the learner should be able to enhance the knowledge and skills in scaffolds safety, including erection, installation, and inspection of scaffolds, working safely on heights, including rescue and basic standard safety procedures on handling ladders. So, unang-una, ano nga ba yung scaffolding? Ayan, nakalagay dito sa module, scaffolding is any temporary elevated platforms and its supporting structure used for supporting employees or material or both in the course of any construction works including maintenance and demolition works. So dito makikita natin sa picture, ayan na totoo yung sinasabi ng module na which ang scaffolding is used for supporting employees. Ayan, sila kuya nakatabak dyan sa scaffolds, diba? So, next tayo guys. So, ano nga ba yung function ng scaffolds? No? Meron tayong dalawa dito. Unang-una, a platform and walking passage. Because scaffolding support the platform used by the worker as their walking path to transport the material and logistics. Yung pangalawa natin is as a working platform. Bakit daw? So that the workers can stand on the platform to do their work easily and safely. The workers can place their materials and logistics to carry out their job. So, next tayo. So, merong iba't ibang classification ng scaffolds. So, dito tayo sa una, which is yung supported scaffolds. Ano nga ba siya? Ito, sabi dito, are platforms supported by legs, outriggers, beams, brackets, poles, uprights, posts, frames, or similar rigid support. So, etong supported scaffolds, meron pa siyang iba't ibang mga types. So, unang-una na dito yung frame or fabricated scaffolds. Sabi dito, yung frame or fabricated scaffolds daw is the most common type of scaffolds because they are versatile, economical, and easy to use. So, pangalawang type ng supported scaffolds is mobile scaffolds. A type of supported scaffold set on wheels or casters. So, ito yung mga mas madaling gamitin, no? Yung makikita natin lagi pag may ginagawa sa schools, makikita natin yan yung on wheels siya. So, yung pangatlong types is tube and coupler scaffolds. Nakasabi dito, galing sa module, they are built from tubing connected by coupling devices. So, yung last type ng supported scaffolds is pole scaffold. Sabi sa module, are types of supported scaffolds in components from upright to braces wood and cannot easily be reused. Yun ang sabi dito, no? Ang susunod naman na second classification of scaffolds is suspended scaffolds. So doon na natin siya aanuhin sa next reporter. So thank you guys.
So, good day. I am Kimberly Castro, and today I am going to talk about the suspended scaffold. So, ang meaning niya is contains one or more platforms suspended by ropes or other non-rigid means from an overhead structure. So, meron tayong dalawa na type, which is the two-point adjustable suspension scaffolds and single-point adjustable. So, ano ba yung use ng isang suspended scaffolds? So, as you can see sa picture, this is usually used for installing something at a high rise at hindi siya kayang maabot ng isang crane. Halimbawa nito is yung mga buildings which is halimbawa kapag naglalagay sila ng mga bintana, as you see in the picture, pag naglalagay sila ng mga bintana sa isang building, hindi naman kaya ng isang like crane lang. So, kailangan mga tao talaga yung magkabit, and the solution that they think of is maglagay ng isang suspended na scaffolding. So, kasi kung itatayo yung scaffolding sa isang high-rise na building, so halimbawa is nasa 14th floor, parang mga ganun, napaka-imposible and napaka-delikado kung scaffolding lang yung gagamitin nila, na yung scaffolding na from ground level to that, lalo na yung sa mga bandang top. So, gumagamit silang suspended scaffold. So, ano ba yung dalawa? Yung 2 points adjustable suspension scaffolds are also known as swing stage scaffolds, are perhaps the most common type of suspended scaffolds. Yun, makikita nyo sa picture, yun yung 2-point adjustable suspension. So, yun, pwede siyang umataas at bumababa. So, ayun, pwede siyang tumataas, bumababa, at na-adjust siya. Yun nga. Then, yung namang single point adjustable is the most common among these and is the scaffold used by window washers to clean the outside of a skyscraper. So, hindi lang naman sa construction ginagamit si suspended scaffolds. Ginagamit din siya usually for cleaning. So, kung nanonood kayo ng mga k-drama or sa mga movie, tapos may mga nagpupunas ng mga bintana. So, nakikita nyo may mga scaffold silang ginagamit, and it's point to point. And also remember na it's also known as boat swing chair. Bakit boat swing chair? Parang ganun kasi siya. Yung like idea of a single point adjustable is sa isang point lang siya pwede, di ba? So parang hindi siya pwede sa ibang point. Halimbawa, nandito ka, hindi mo siya parang pwedeng ilipat ng paganon. So, sa isang point ka lang parang paganon, pataas baba. Si 2 point kasi, pwede siyang, alam ko, pwede siyang mag side to side. Or, pwede kang, pwede mo siyang iswing. Kaya also known as swing stage scaffolds din, si 2-point adjustable suspension. Pero si single point kasi parang, point, dito ka lang sa point na to. Tapos, kung gusto mong lumipat ng isang point, taas ka, tapos lipat ka sa taas, tapos baba ka. So, ganun. So, next natin is yung hazards in the use of scaffold. So, syempre, hindi naman ganon ka-steady or ka-rigid or hindi naman ganon ka-safe sila scaffold. So, as you can see, ang mga scaffolds is parang pinagtugtong-tugtong lang na mga metal rods na ang nagko-connect lang sa kanila is usually mga bolts. So, may mga hazards kang may encounter. So, una dito is falls from elevation. So, syempre, ang scaffolds is used talaga is para hindi ka na, syempre, halimbawa, gumagawa sila ng isang building, syempre, wala pang mga hagdan yun, wala pa siyang proper way to go up and para makapag-stay ka sa taas. Halimbawa, pag may ayusin kayo sa second floor, ganyan. So, or kaya naman, kapag nagpapaltada or nagmamasandri sila sa pader, hindi naman pwedeng ladder ang gagamitin nila. So, naglaano sila ng scaffolds. Pero ano ba yung mga hazard na nandun? Pwede kang malaglag. And ano yung mga bagay na pwede mong gawin para ma-prevent yung ganong situation is, una dito is yung use ng guardrails. Yung guardrails is para silang mga safety guards na parang at kung makikita nyo sa picture, para silang kiniklip sa mga rails. Tapos yun yung parang nag-hold or nagiging parang, halimbawa pag nahulog, may mag-hold sa kanila or to stay in place sa taas at hindi sila tuloy malaglag. Tapos, it must be fully plank. So, dapat, pag sinabing fully plank, is maganda yung suporta niya sa ilalim. Hindi yung kulang siya sa ganyan, gumagalaw-galaw, ganyan. Tapos, pangatlo is use fall arrest system. So, yung fall arrest system is like, yung may halimbawa is, minsan, ano bang mga halimbawa ng fall arrest system? So, fall arrest system is like yung fully gear na mag-hold sa'yo once na nalaglag ka sa isang scaffold is, alam ko maraming, marami silang, dalawang clip yon or meron siya yung parang, meron din siya sa katawan na sinusuot na pang whole body, tapos connected siya sa likod. So, parang, pag nahulog ka is talagang parang nakabitin ka. Other than sa guardrails is, yung full arrest system is talagang pang whole body support siya. So, para, ano siya, pag nag-ano kayo, wall climbing, or ano, ganun, tapos meron silang ipapasuot sa inyong harness. Parang, or kung nakita man kayo ng mga nag-skydiving, yung mga suot nilang ganun. Parang ganun si fall arrest system. So, next natin is struck by falling tools or debris. So, syempre, sa isang construction site, falling tools or debris is very common. So, kung mapapansin nyo, kung napapadaan kayo to Manila, is makikita nyo may mga, parang sa gilid ng mga building, is may mga nets sila. So, this one is a common hazard sa mga building, kasi, hindi naman natin may iwasan na may magpo-fall dyan, halimbawa ng semento, ng hollow blocks. So, usually, isa yun sa mga hazard na na-encounter. Kaya tayo nagsusuot ng mga hard hats. So, ano ba yung recommended control measure doon? Barricade the area below the scaffold for forbid entry. So, dito usually, kung makikita natin yung sa gilid ng CE Lab 2, di ba naglagay sila ng barricades doon, na para iwasan yung mga, or pigilan yung mga estudyante na pumunta sa site na yun. Kasi doon yung parang pinaka hazardous area na at pwedeng may mga malaglag doon, lalo na nung nagigiba sila, di ba? So, ayun yung isa nilang countermeasure. Number 2 is panels or screens. Yun nga yung sinabi ko kanina, is naglalagay sila ng net or surrounding the building para kung may malaglag man, is masasalo ng net. So, pangatlo is build a canopy or net. Ayun pala, dun pala yung sa net. So, yung sa panels at screens kasi, pwede din na parang same concept sila ng canopy or a net. Para iwasan lang yung mga nalalaglag na mga bagay-bagay. So, next natin is a scaffold collapse. So, as you can see sa picture natin, dahil nga sabi ko sa inyo, ang scaffolding is like mga metal rods lang na pinagkabit-kabit, usually using bolts. So, hindi siya ganun ka-steady, hindi siya ganun ka-sturdy, and meron talaga siyang possibility na mag-collapse. So, ano ba yung recommended control measure dito? Number 1 is proper scaffold construction. So, dito, syempre, magtatayo ka na ng scaffold. Ano-ano yung mga gagamit niyan, mga tao? Usually, they use scaffolds to transport cements, hollow blocks, para hindi na sila ganun kamahirapan. Minsan may naglalagay din ng mga gamit-gamit, diba? So, ano ba yung isang countermeasure dito? Syempre, proper installation ng scaffold. Number 2 is don't overload with people or equipment. So, kung mapapansin nyo, minsan ng scaffold is 2 to 3 persons lang kasi nga, temporary lang yun. So, hindi siya meant to be loaded but with many people. So, next one is provide wall tiles or anchorage. So, wall tiles is parang isa siyang support sa scaffold para hindi siya mag-tilt. Or, hindi siya ganun gumalaw kapag ginagamit ng mga construction. And pangapat is yung have a competent person to check the scaffold. Siyempre, hindi naman pwedeng basta-basta na kakabit lang yan, tapos hindi na i-check kung ayos mo yung pagkakalagay. Siyempre, maganda i-check yun. And, tignan lagi kung may naglulus na screw, kung okay pa ba yung mga pagkakakonect-connect ng scaffold. So, it's important to check it every now and then, or every after gamit. So, pangatlo, next is electrocution. So, dito is usually, sa mga nasisikip na mga lugar it's super common to have electrocution kasi bakal nga ang mga scaffolding Unlike on the old times, syempre mga kahoy ang ano lang. Ang alam nyo naman na ang bakal is a conductor of electricity. So, once na may linya na may nag-ano dyan, is talaga ma-electrocute ka or kapag umuulan, ganyan. So, ano ba yung recommendation control measure? Observe the clearance distance required between power lines and scaffolding. So, kahit naman na sobrang sikip ng isang lugar, i-check mo pa rin kung masyado na ba siyang malapit sa mga wire, kung masyado na ba siyang malapit sa isang kable, sa isang poste, and B, and the energize the line. So, kung hindi naman may iwasan na iwasan yung mga linya, ganyan, putulin na lang yung linya ng kuryente para hindi na siya makapag-produce ng electricity. Pangatlo, install protective covering. So, dito, kung hindi naman nga maiwasan na yung magta-touch, hindi naman maiwasan na patayin kasi nga gamit siya sa construction. So, yung is bigyan mo na lang siya ng protective covering. Yung mga dadapuan ng wire or kaya naman, yung mga tao na gagamit ng scaffolding is have a proper proper suot or protective na mag shield sa nila sa electrocution. So, next natin is yung mga mobile scaffolds. Ano ba yung mga mobile scaffolds? So, for the word itself, mobile, so pwede silang gumalaw. Pwede silang maglipat from one place to another in a short period of time. Lalo na kapag nagpapaltada, usually need yung mobile scaffold. So, ano ba to? Yung mga plumb, level, and squared, braced to prevent collapse, caster and wheels lock to prevent, mobile scaffold. So, isa siya sa mga hazard pa pala tayo. So, sa mobile scaffolds, lalo na may mga gulong yun kasi mobile nga. So, ano ba yung mga possible na pwedeng ma-encounter mo doon na problem? Pwedeng habang nagpapaltada kayo ng pader, pwedeng gumalaw yun. So, ano ba yung mga countermeasure or yung mga proper way to prevent that? Una dito is yung plumb, level, and squared. So, dahil nga may gulong yan, hindi mo pwedeng itapat yan sa isang slanted area kasi gugulong ka. Pangalawa is brace to prevent collapse. Kung hindi mo naman maiwasan na sa isang slanted area, lagyan mo siya ng bato or anything na nakakapag-prevent para gumalaw yung scaffold. Pangatlo is caster and wheel lock to prevent movement while in a stationary position. So, kung hindi ka sure, kung hindi ka satisfied na may nakalock doon, na may bato, check mo yung gulong. Pwedeng, usually, ang mga mobile scaffolds have lock on their wheels. So, para yung wheelchair na pwede silang i-lock sa baba. Diba? So, maganda na i-check din yun. So, pangapat is not allowed to ride on scaffolds when moving. Syempre, kapag gumagalaw yan, hindi siya stable. So, maganda na habang tinatransport yan or habang nililipat siya, is walang taong nasa taas para walang masaktan. So, there are 3 stages of scaffolding and hindi na to sa akin. And it's the next reporter na. So, kung nanonood pa kayo ng video is please comment Cosh 413 po.
Hi guys, I am Mars Cabriado. And for this part, I'm going to report the 3 stage of scaffolding. The first stage is building scaffold. Under this, number 1 is person involved, wear PPE. Yan. Number 2 is site-specific hazard, identification, erectors, classification of scaffold, inspect all scaffold parts before use. Might make cracks, dents, bend, break, corrosion, and others. Okay, condition of fitting. Might make distorted, strip, missing, or bends. Condition of scaffold. Plank, cracks, spilled, damage scaffold. Tag, set aside, repair or place, ganyan. Okay, for number 3 is erection of scaffold. Under this is supervised by competent person. Means of safe access. It is stair, ladder, frame, scaffold, platforms are fully planked, ganyan. Fall protection system and failing object protection. Okay. Okay, for the platform. Next one is platform. No faint of wood platform. Use scaffold grade wood. Fully flanked between from upright and radial guardrail support. Okay. Component piece use must match and be the same type. Erect of stable and leveled ground. Okay. Platform ends. Use each end of the platform unless clinted or otherwise restrained by hook must extend over each support by at least 6 inches. Okay. By at least 6 inches. Okay. For upper scaffold access. Provide access when scaffold platforms are more than 2 feet above and below point access. Okay guys, next is permitted types of access. Under this we have ladders such as portable, hook-on, attachable, stairway type, and built-in. Next is stair towers. Next is ramp and walkways. Pwede itong gamitin sa mga building stairs or and come out window, ganyan. The next one, access. No access by cross brace when using ladders bottom rung on more than 24 inches height. Can use some and frames. Can access from another scaffold structure or hoist. Okay, the next stage, stage 2, using scaffold. Training of personnel in the proper use of the scaffold and hazard associated. Establish and communicate job site rules. Under job site rules is put in writing thought on all employees parts of the safety cultures. Yan. Scaffold inspection. Component person inspect scaffold for visible defect before each ship and after any alternation. Defective parts must be immediate repair. Provide scaffold tags. For the last stage, removing and disseminating of scaffold must be done by trained personnel. Ayun nga. Proceed in reverse other to its erection. Workers should wear a safety harness and lanyard tie of the secure anchor before attempting to loosen, stock or jump parts. Do not hammer or pry after scaffold component. Do not throw scaffold component. Okay. Dito na yung part ko, and the next topic is scaffold terminologies definition and discussed by Danica Sanchez.
Hi, I'm Danica Sanchez, and here are some of the basic terminologies and our definition of terms that we are going to encounter throughout our discussion, and this can also help us understand furthermore about the parts of scaffolding. So first is mud seals. It is a minimum of 50 millimeter by 250 millimeter or 2 inches by 10 inches wood plank or other device used to support the scaffold frame base plates or other support devices. Next is base plates. It is a device used to support and distribute the leg load of a scaffold system size according to the manufacturer's specification. Next is outrigger stabilizers. It is a device used to extend the support length at the base of the scaffolding in order to provide stability against overturning. So, siya nagpo-provide ng stability dun sa scaffolding. Next is bracing, a system of members connecting frames or sections of scaffolding to make the scaffold structure and add strength and rigidity between members. So, siya yung nagko-connect sa mga frames or sections ng scaffolding. Another terminology is tie-backs. It is a reinforcing connection device which secures the scaffold to a fixed structure. Next is guard rail. A rail secured to uprights and erected along the exposed sides and ends of platforms. Another term is fall arrest systems. It is a fall protection system that prevents a serious injury or death of a worker due to a fall, usually consisting of full body harness secured to a lanyard and lifeline. So, yung fall arrest system, yun yung nagpe-prevent para sa mga serious injury para sa mga workers. Yun. So next is plumbness, ensuring that the scaffold is balanced and erected at a 90-degree angle straight up from a level surface. Next is foundations, the surface upon which the scaffold is erected. Next is coupling devices. It is a connective device used to secure scaffold frames together. So there are different types or kinds of coupling devices. First is swivel coupler, a load-bearing fitting which rotates so that tubes can be joined at any angle, mainly used to connect braces to standards. Another kind of coupling device is double coupler, also referred to as right angle or 90 degrees couplers, used to join tubes at right angles where maximum load carrying capacity is required. Double couplers must always be used to join ledgers and standards together. Another kind of coupler is potlog coupler, a fitting used to fixing potlugs to ledgers. The fitting must not be used to join ledgers and standards together or in any load-bearing situations. And lastly, last kind of coupling device is end-to-end coupler, used to join tubes together end-to-end. That's all. Thank you.
Then pa naman
Good day,
kailangan.
everyone. My name is Albert Brian Garcia, reporting responsibility/design approvals. Start tayo sa management or employers. Ang sabi dito, ensure that proper scaffolding material and equipment is provided at the project site. All workers must be trained in proper scaffold use, erection, and maintenance. Provide all necessary personal protective equipment to workers erecting and using the scaffold. So para sa employers, kailangan mag-provide ng proper scaffolding material at saka proper protective equipment sa kanyang mga employees or workers para maiwasan natin ang accidents. Next is workers, ensure that they follow safe work procedures and use all necessary equipment and any necessary personal protective devices when erecting and using scaffold systems. Para sa workers, yun nga, parang yung sa employers, yung pinrovide ng employers na safety gear, kailangan nilang gamitin para iwas nga ng aksidente. Tapos, follow safe work procedures. Next is design approvals. So, in short, kailangan gumamit ng proper material para sa scaffold. Kung ano yung provide ng employer, yun yung gagamitin ng mga workers para sa scaffolding to ensure the safety para sa mga workers natin. Next, we have scaffold competent person. The employer shall designate a competent person who shall be responsible for determining the feasibility and the safety of providing full protection for personnel erecting, installing, or dismantling scaffolds. Next, sabi sa scaffold competent person, kailangan ng employer na mag-assign ng isang tao para mag-check sa mga kinasang scaffolding if tama yung pagkakasa. Also, kailangan din i-check if tama yung pagka-dismantle or tanggal ng pagka-assemble sa mga scaffolding. Next, we have inspection. Because of severe weather conditions, the scaffold system shall be inspected in a regular schedule and a record of the inspections maintained at the job site. Sa inspection naman, dahil di naman may iwasan yung ulan, minsan umuulan tapos nakakasa na yung scaffold, which is prone sa rust dahil gawa sa metal yung mga scaffold. Kailangan na regularly inspect if nagka-damage yung scaffold, nagka-rust, para maiwasan yung pagka-damage ng mga scaffolding. Kaya kailangan natin ng inspectors. Next is scaffold type and selection. Di na po sa akin yung topic na to, so next reporter na.
When it comes to scaffolding, there are several basic considerations to keep in mind. Una, yung weight of worker, tools, materials, and equipment to be carried out by the scaffold system. Next, yung site condition. Third, yung duration of work, kung kaano katagal yung isang trabaho. Next, yung weather condition, including wind. Kasama rin yung typhoon, tapos kung mainit or yung parang tag-init. Requirements for pedestrian traffic through and under the scaffold area. Height to which scaffold may be erected. Next, type of work that will be done from the scaffold. Next, configuration of the building or structure being worked on. Next, yung wind speed limit daw is 48 km per hour based sa Department Order 128 and 40 km per hour based on international practice. Safety should always be the top priority. When designing and using scaffolding, regularly inspect the scaffolding before its use to identify any damage that may compromise safety. Training and supervisions. Ito yung isa pa sa mga dapat i-consider para maiwasan yung mga hazards and accidents sa paggamit ng scaffolding. By considering these basic factors, you can help ensure that scaffolding is safe and suitable for the intended use. The scaffold capacity is the important consideration to ensure the safety of the person who uses the scaffold. Scaffold capacity must be capable of supporting its own weight and at least 4 times the expected load. Light loads includes workers, equipments, tools, materials, environmental, wind plus earthquake. Sa dead load naman, dead load includes pipes, couplings, plank. Scaffold load ratings. Scaffolds designed to meet specific load requirements. Light duty, 25 pounds per square feet. Light duty scaffolds are used for light construction and maintenance work in residential areas or buildings with low heights. Medium duty, 50 pounds per square feet. Medium-duty scaffolds are designed for heavier construction work and can accommodate higher loads than light-duty scaffolds. Medium-duty scaffolds are used in commercial and industrial settings for tasks such as painting and renovation. Next, heavy-duty, 75 pounds per square feet. Heavy-duty scaffolds are strongest and robust type of scaffolding, capable of supporting the heaviest loads. They are typically made from steel and used in construction projects for tasks like bridge building, high-rise construction, and civil engineering projects. Type of scaffold: tube and coupler, system scaffold, frame scaffold, cantilever scaffold, cross-go, hanging scaffold, tower scaffold, shoring scaffold, scaffold public protection, stick-built pole scaffold, pump jack scaffold, ladder jack scaffold, trestle ladder scaffold, carpenter's bracket scaffold, hanging scaffold system, lastly, manual work platform.
I'm Nathaniel Paula. Ako po yung next reporter, which is use and maintenance. Scaffold location. Checking the scaffold location truly beforehand will eliminate many of the problems that develop during construction and will allow erection to proceed smoothly, efficiently, and safety. Sinasabi lang po dito na i-check mo na yung mga paligid na pagtatayo ng mga scaffolding para walang magka-problema na kaka-aksidente pa ng mga gagamit nito. Before erecting a scaffold, check the location for ground condition, variation in surface elevation, overhead electrical wires, obstruction, tie-in location and methods, potential wind load condition. Next naman is overloading scaffold platforms are one of the most frequent violation of good scaffold practice. Sa overloading of the scaffold platforms naman, isa sa mga common hazard na kailangan iwasan ng mga foreman natin. Pwede itong mag-cause ng pag-collapse ng structure leading to serious injuries or fatalities. Ayun lang. Dito naman sa housekeeping, scaffold decks are usually small, narrow, and confined. Tools and materials to be used should be stored in a orderly fashion. Debris and waste materials should be allowed to collect on the platform. Should not be allowed. Sinasabi naman po dito is maliit lang yung pwesto at limited lang ang galaw. Kaya kung maaari pagkatapos mong gamitin ng equipment or materials, kailangan mo nang alisin to upang mga hindi na kailangan gamitin. Next. Safe scaffold use. Babasahin ko na lang po ito kasi ganun din naman yung ano. Do not use damaged part that affect the strength of the scaffold. Do not allow employees to work on scaffolds when they are feeling sick, weak, or dizzy. Do not work from any part of the scaffold other than the platform. Do not erect, use, alter, or move scaffolds within 10 feet of overhead power lines. Do not use short or lean-to scaffolds. Do not swing loads near or on scaffolds unless you use a tag line. Do not move a scaffold horizontally while workers are on it unless it is a mobile scaffold and proper procedures are followed. Do not allow employees to work on scaffold covered with snow, ice, or other slippery materials. Do not use ladders, boxes, barrels, or other makeshift contraption to raise your work height. Do not let extra materials build up on the platforms. Do not put more weight on a scaffold than it's designed to hold. Dito naman tayo sa scaffolding inspection. Scaffold system and components should be inspected before each use to ensure structural stability. Damage to frames, braces, and other structural components. Damage to hooks on manufactured platforms, split nuts and dry rot in planks, delamination in laminated veneer lumber planks, compatibility of components, sufficient and proper components for the job. Next natin is yung scaff tag system. Color coding of scaffold material. The contractor annually checks scaffolding materials for wear or rusting and certifies the material for usability by changing color. Ito, yung green scaffolding tags po, yung meaning niya is safe for use. Ginagamit po to pag ina-inspect na nung foreman or mga nag-inspect talaga na safe for use na. Yung yellow scaffold tags naman means caution. The scaffold does not meet the federal specification. Yung red scaffold tags naman meaning danger or unsafe for use. It will be used during pagtatayo ng scaffolding or nagdi-dismantle sila. Lang po. Thank you.